Very good evening to all members who have gathered here for today's workshop on corporate governance. I welcome all the members to this workshop. Here we are going to focus on the primary important role of independent directors in corporate management. In today's session, we will explore how independent directors play a critical role in ensuring data transparency, accountability, and strategic oversight within the organizations. So these are our agenda plan for today's session. In this workshop, we will cover the following 6 major key areas. Initially, we will understand who an independent director is. Second, we will discuss their roles and responsibility. Third, we will examine the legal framework in India. Fourth, we will explore the challenges to independence. Fifth, we will analyze the practical case study in terms of real time. Finally, we will conclude with best practices and future directions. Now we will move on to the main theme of the presentation according to the sequential schedule as listed in the program agenda. Who is an independent director? An independent director is said to be defined under the Section 149 of the Companies Act 2013. They are the individual who do not have any material or personal relationship with the company, ensuring unbiased decision making. Their independence ensure only objectivity and fairness in boardroom decisions. What are the primary roles and responsibilities of independent director? They used to protect the interest of minority shareholders and other stakeholders within an organization. Regularly, they used to monitor the performance of the corporate management and ensure the compliance with the policy statement. They used to chair as well as serve on audit, nomination, and remuneration committees. They provide unbiased, objective judgment to boardroom decisions periodically. So these are the primary roles and responsibilities played by the independence director in corporate governance operation. So before moving on to the legal framework, let us have what are the key criteria for the independent director. To qualify as an independent director, certain criteria must be met. They must not have any financial relationship with the company. They must not be related to promoters. They should not have been associated with auditors in recent years. They must not be a major supplier, customer, or a service provider. So these are the following key criteria that ensures complete neutrality and professional integrity as being an independent director. Now let us connect with the legal framework in India. In India, the role of independent directors is governed by the Companies Act 2013 and the following statutory regulations say Securities and Exchange Board of India and listing obligations and disclosure requirements. According to these regulations, listed companies must have at least one-third independent directors in every organization. They require to declare independence annually. Their tenure is limited to ensure continued objectivity. These are the general regulations ensuring accountability and structured governance within the framework. So let us have a look on key board committees. Independent director play a vital role in board committees. In the audit committee, they ensure financial integrity as well as stability and oversee the audits. In the nomination and remuneration committee, they decide the board structure and executive compensation. In the stakeholder committee, they address investors' grievances. These committees strengthen the governance mechanism. Even though independent directors have an important role to play in corporate governance operation, but at the same time, they have certain challenges. What are the common challenges faced by every independent directors? First thing, only limited access of information will be provided by the company's management to each and every individuals. Social dynamics sometimes may discourage critical questioning. So none of the independent directors are not supposed to raise critical questioning during the boardroom meetings. So they have to depend upon what the management exactly says. Long tenure may reduce independence, and often they are nominated by promoter themselves. So these are the challenges sometimes that may weaken the true independence of the individuals. And what could be the solution to these challenges? To overcome these challenges, several solutions are recommended. Independent access to auditors and legal advisors is highly essential. Separate meetings without the management, so that will try to improve the information transparency. Rotation policies ensure fresh perspectives, and independent nomination processes strengthen credibility. So these measures try to maintain true independence. Let us discuss a practical case study in order to understand the critical failure and the lessons learned in the past by independent director in corporate operation. Let us now examine the Satyam Computer case, one of the India's biggest corporate scandals. In 2009, a massive fraud of over rupees 7,000 crore was revealed. The financial statements were mere manipulated and cash balances were falsified. This case highlights the consequences of weak corporate governance. Exactly what was the problem? What went wrong? Independent directors failed to question suspicious financial statement and management decisions. Auditing and compliance mechanisms were totally ineffective. Management decisions were primarily influenced by personal gains rather than shareholders' interest. And this exposed major governance failure in the final stage. What are the board failures and key lessons learned in the later stage? The board, including independence director, failed in several ways. They did not question about the financial irregularities. They relied heavily on management information. They failed to verify the audit findings independently. So these are some of the key lessons include the need for critical questionings, independent verification, and strong whistleblower mechanisms. So what are the best practices the independent director must follow in order to strengthen the corporate governance? They should continuously update their knowledge. They must ask tough and relevant questions to the management. They should act more independently and record dissent when required. They must actively participate in meetings and ensure transparency of information. These practices strengthen the governance. What are the major key takeaways based on the today's workshop session? To conclude, the independent directors are considered to be the main backbone of corporate governance. True independence requires courage and ethical commitment. Failures occur when oversight becomes passive in nature. Satyam case is one such reminder of this reality. Effective independent directors create a long-term value and mutual trust. So once again, I recap the following, the main important point before I close the today's session. So in today's workshop session, we had an occasion to know the basic fundamentals of independent directors working in Indian industries, that too in corporate management functions. So what are the primary roles and responsibilities, the key major criteria, the legal framework according to the Companies Act, the board committee composition, what are the physical challenges and solutions to be followed by them. Then later we discussed a case study about the following key challenges and the lessons learned in the earlier. Now I conclude that independent directors are considered to be one of the most critical element to modern corporate governance by ensuring impartial decision making, minority risk occurring within the organization, and upholding ethical standards. They not only prevent scandals but also boost investor confidence and ensure sustainable long-term success of the company. So with the above input, I would like to thank the member who have attended the online session on the above topic, role of independent director in corporate governance. Once again, I thank for your kind presence and contributions. Thank you all. We will meet in the next upcoming session.